TV vampire Ian Somerhalder is living the good life. He's happily married to his movie vampire wife, Twilight star Nikki Reed. Their daughter just turned 5, and now he's ready to share that happiness.
Happy, healthy people build happy, healthy societies.
He's hitting the U.S. Open of surfing in California and getting the word out about beach cleanup through the Shiseido Blue Project.
The amount of empathy and love that they have for the natural world that surrounds them informs who they become. My daughter covets the natural world around her, understands how the ocean works. She has a deep connection and understanding of how nature works within that ocean and why it's so important to us. And by the way, her connection with those animals, we see in the stuffed animals that she wants, or the little plastic animals and toys, or the stuff she wants to see. This is a child who's seen the Great Barrier Reef, who's seen the Caribbean Ocean Sea, who's been in the Pacific, on a boat, on a raft, with goggles on, looking at coral reefs teeming with life, and being able to compare them to the things she either saw in Moana or the things that we look at in books or online. That is how you build a community of people, nations and generations of people. You only protect what you love.
And of course he covets his time on the Vampire Diaries, so what would his and Paul Wesley's characters be up to now?
Paul and I joke about this all the time. Now that we're old men, like maybe Stephen and Damon walk up with like a cane. They're old and gray. You know, it's crazy. After I left Vampire Diaries, actually they've really done an amazing job with Legacies. They have. They did a really kick-ass job with that show, and everyone kept asking me if I would be on the show. I mean, I would go direct, you know. I mean, that character for me, the boys they're dead. They're in the eternal life together, you know. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because I love this genre so much that, oddly enough, I left Vampire Diaries and did V-Wars, which is a vampire show, but was literally in this crazy parallel of what happened with this pandemic. It was about a virus that ripped across the world, divided people, and where that could go, it was this wild sort of tangible metaphor. And I just produced a show on it. Fortunately, for many different reasons, that show didn't continue, which allowed me to build Brothers Bond. And that is the gift that I was given by not continuing V-Wars. Now, the great thing is now coming out of this, I am very much looking forward to rebooting this show by virtue of the fact that it's so socially relevant. What we can do now with more technology and more time, I think is amazing. I mean, I want it to be darker, sexier, edgier, more socially relevant, but use this virus not to like bludgeon people over the head with my views on society. No, to build out a cool, dangerous, sexy vampire world, but that kind of mimics the OSHIT stuff that we never thought would happen in society. Mm-hmm. But where we can go and what, you know, just that kind of material, that stuff that like gets under your skin, where every character, you don't know whether to love them or hate them because you can see and feel and have sympathy for them, but they might not make great decisions. That's what I learned with Damon. You know, Damon Salvatore was really a bastard, a selfish, masochistic murderer. People loved him because he had heart and he loved what he did, and he was fiercely loyal to his family. But this was not a man you would want to cross. This is not a man you would want hanging out with your children or your wife or your family. So it was this crazy psychological study on character and how people loved him when he was so awful. So I'm excited to take some of this knowledge that I learned from Vampire Diaries and be able to inject it into a character who was the good guy. You know, in V War, like Dr. Swan was this amazing. He was like this young version of an epidemiologist who held the keys to everything, and was basically displaced. And so it's really powerful. I'm looking to just sort of see what we can do, but it's hopefully going to be in the works.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.